It is dangerous. It is dangerous to be around crevasses. And it's also dangerous to be around volcanic gases. And I trust that we were doing this dangerous thing as safely as possible. My name is Melissa Pfeffer, and I'm an atmospheric volcanologist. And I measure the gases at the volcanoes in order to study what's happening with the geothermal or magmatic systems of the volcanoes. Bárðarbunga is one of the most active volcanoes in Iceland. The volcanic eruption, which gave birth to this geothermal area, it ended in 2015. And so now we have a subglacial geothermal system which is now exposed to the air. So it's possible for us to measure the gases directly. This subglacial geothermal system, it's a very special thing. And it's wonderful to be able to go there and measure the gases. We do it by having an instrument that has a pump, which is connected to a series of different gas sensors. This instrument, the multigas, it's been used many places around the world, and we're using it here in Iceland. But to my knowledge, this is the very first time that the instrument has been lowered down into a subglacial geothermal system. This was a particularly challenging place to study the gases because where the geothermal system is melting through the ice, it creates an opening in the ice and it's surrounded by crevasses. And so these crevasses create a hazard which is very difficult for us to overcome in order to measure the gases coming out of this geothermal system. The past 2 years, when we've come to measure here, we've never gone past the outermost crevasse. So this was the first time that I was actually able to go to the edge of the cauldron, and that was really, really exciting. We went out to the edge of this cauldron, and we lowered this multigas down into the cauldron in order to measure the gases. And we also waited for gusts of air with more gases in it to come up to us, and then we collected these in vials that we send to a laboratory to be analyzed for the carbon isotopes in CO2. So when I was on the edge, I was definitely really aware of all of the sounds. Everywhere on the ice cap, lots of changes are happening. It's summer, there's ice falling, there's small avalanches happening all the time. It's a really dynamic time. And so lying on the edge, every time there was a small rockfall or a small snowfall, I was really alert and aware that there was a noise and something was happening. It's difficult to make these measurements. It requires a tremendous amount of resources. I need the collaboration of all of my colleagues and all of their different skill sets to be able to do this. If the measurements had been bad, probably we wouldn't have another opportunity until next year to try again. So it's thrilling when I look and see, yes, we did collect good data.